Hari Om. So welcome to our class today. So we're doing a postnatal class, and these practices are suitable for a woman who has delivered at least 6 weeks ago or more. If she's had a cesarean, then she can practice many of these practices as well, but it needs to be at least 3 months after her cesarean. There's a few things that will be in this class that I will not recommend quite yet for after cesarean, but for most of the other practices, she'll be able to do them. So we're going to start in a cross-legged position. Any kind of cross-legged position she can be sitting in. By now, if she's had a regular delivery, even if she's had any kind of stitches, she should be feeling comfortable to be in this kind of position. After 6 weeks, she would also have had a checkup from her midwife or her doctor to make sure that it's okay for her to be practicing exercise and stronger types of asanas as well. So sitting comfortably, remember that if you have any back pain, sitting on a block or a rolled up mat or cushion, something that's going to make your spine more upright. And we're going to bring our hands into Dhyana Mudra today. Closing your eyes gently, taking a deep breath in and out, and again in and out, just allowing your body to relax. Relax your face, your shoulders, your arms, your back, chest, belly, pelvis and legs. And keeping your eyes closed, we're going to remember our resolve. Our resolve is I honor, respect and love myself. I accept and cherish all that my body and mind has done for growing, birthing and raising my child. I feel balanced, content and happy. We'll remember it one more time. I honor, respect and love myself. I accept and cherish all that my body and mind has done for growing, birthing and raising my child. I feel balanced, content and happy. And now we'll start with Om. Gently opening your eyes, releasing your hands down. We'll just stretch a little to begin with. So inhale, raising your right arm up. Exhale to the side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale left side. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now inhale, lifting your spine, exhaling, twist, look over your left shoulder. Now breathing normally. Now inhale and exhale to the other side. Breathing normally. Inhale and exhale. exhaling, coming to the front. So we're going to start just with the cat pose. So we can do this earlier than 6 weeks postnatally, but it's nice to do here as well because it's something that she'll continue to be doing, and also because it's gentle, but it is also strengthening of the core. So we'll start this practice on your hands and knees. Inhaling, opening. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. And coming back to neutral. Okay, now we will do Vajrasana, the tiger pose. So we've done this prenatally as well. So here you can bring one knee towards the middle. We're going to inhale, lifting our leg up, tilting our head back, and exhaling, rounding. This time we don't have to worry about having the knee a little to the side. We can have that compression of the belly. Keep it gentle though. So we exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and relax. We'll do it on the other side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, release. Okay, so that's our tiger pose, Vajrasana. Now we're going to do a little variation from that, which is our one leg cat, I can say. I think it's under Vajrasana variations. So this we've also done prenatally, so there's many things that you do pre and post. And we're going to do this, baby can be here as well. So in our cat pose, we're going to lift our leg up. So keeping our leg parallel to the floor. And from here, if it feels comfortable, and only if it does, otherwise just stay here, we're going to raise our arm. Okay, so stretch your arm and leg away from each other and come back down. You can do this with the breath. So inhale, stretch, exhale down. Again, the other side, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now if she's dropping like this, then it's better just to get used to staying in that neutral cat and just lifting the leg here. Okay, it's important that you're applying the core, and this is a nice practice for slowly strengthening the core from the inside out. When she feels comfortable, she can start holding it. We'll hold it just now. So we slowly lift our leg up, our right leg. From here, lifting our left arm and breathing normally, maintaining the position. If you're shaking, then release. So normal breath, trying to lengthen the arm and the leg. Now inhale and exhale down. Now to the other side. So inhaling, raising your left leg and your right arm, and breathing normally. Again, stretching your arm and leg away from each other, making sure not to drop like this. Inhale and exhale back. Okay, so this is our next position. Now we're going to do lizard pose. I explained this in the Yoga for Labour. This is a nice position prenatally, in labour and postnatally. So let's practice it. So what we're doing is we're going to come onto our knees and put our hands on the ground and our elbows on the ground. And you may have to walk your elbows a little further away. And then then try to bring your chest towards the ground and your chin. So this is a position. If your arms are too close, this is what's going to happen. You'll be like this and you won't get that stretch. So you want your thighs to be vertical. Okay, so like this. So you can come and do it. So holding onto your elbows and bringing your chest down. So you're trying to get your chin towards the ground or as far as it can go. You might just stay here. That's also fine. Breathing normally. And release. Okay. Now we're going to do the Vajrasana Series. So the Vajrasana Series was formulated by Guruji, and we've been using it in our yoga therapy center for more than 20 years. This series is not specifically for postnatal. It is used a lot for all different kinds of problems. Most specifically, it's used for back pain, but it's very good for strengthening the body. It's used often for menstrual issues as well, digestive issues too, and it's quite gentle and grounding. So you can follow it with me. Now, we all know the position of Vajrasana. So Vajrasana, this is our meditative asana, the thunderbolt pose, and this is a position that we can be doing any time of day, even after eating, and it will help to improve the digestive function. So all of our asanas come from this position. They're variations from here. So from your mat, you can come to the front of your mat and sitting in Vajrasana. Now, I've given you some benefits of this practice. Now, there are some precautions which you can think of immediately of the knees. So if you're having knee pain, you can try using a bolster, you can try using cushions, pillows, folded blankets. They can be behind your knees. You can sit with a bolster between your legs also. And if none of those positions are comfortable for your knees, then you need to avoid it. Also taking care with your ankles. For some people this position doesn't feel very good on their ankles. But they're the main things to take care of. So from here, in Vajrasana, we're going to put our hands onto the ground and we're going to look forward. Our chest is open and our head is up. And we're breathing normally, but we're not just doing that. What we're doing is pressing our belly towards our thighs. So this is if I don't press my belly. You can see the different position, and this is if I do. Okay, so I want to have that little back bend. Okay, so you're pressing and keeping your chest open, breathing normally. Okay, now from here, we're going to bring our elbows onto the ground and we're going to walk our elbows away. So when we walk our elbows away, just move down a bit here, you're lengthening your spine. If you keep your elbows here, you're not really going to get that effect. So you want to be lengthening. So it's going to give a nice stretch to the spine. And if you've got some compressed vertebrae, it's going to be helpful. If you've got sciatica, it's going to be helpful. We do this as a version in pregnancy, but obviously the knees are apart. So this is actually a really nice one to do. Even if she doesn't want to do the whole Vajrasana series, just doing this position is going to be really good if she's got any kind of back pain. And she can have a baby in front of her, so she can stay connected. So this is our position. Hands are supporting the face. Breathing normally. Okay, from here we bring our arms down and our leg comes back. So our other leg stays in the same position. And we bring our hands around our face and stay here. So breathing normally. So you can feel a nice stretch into your back, into the bottom, into your hip. Okay, and bringing our hands down. Now we're going to bring our knee out to the side with our foot against our thigh. Now this isn't comfortable for every woman, so if she doesn't want to do this one, she can leave it and she can move on, because it is a little bit more pelvic opening, though that's okay for her to be doing at this point, but for some women they don't want to. So here again, our hands around our face. If it's not comfortable to have the hands around your face, you can stay in Sphinx pose. Okay? Otherwise, relax, breathing normally. Okay, and releasing. Bring your arms down and your leg down. Now, all these positions that I'm showing you, you can hold them for 5, 10, 15 seconds, but you can also hold them for longer. So you can hold them 30 seconds, 1 minute, even longer if it feels comfortable. So, of course, always important to listen to the body. So this position that we're in now is Sahaja Vajrasana, the easy Cobra position. We've done it already. So again, adjusting your elbows where you feel most comfortable. Breathing normally. So we've also talked about this position if she doesn't have time for anything else. You know, when she goes to bed, she can do this for 5 minutes, and it's going to be really helpful for her. Okay, now we'll go back the other way. So we're bending our left leg this time, so our foot is against our thigh. If it's not comfortable to have it against your thigh, you can have your foot lower. Breathing normally. Now from here, bringing your knee underneath, okay, and again elbows on the ground. Normal breathing. And now bringing your knees together. If it's uncomfortable to get your elbows to the ground, you can keep your knees apart, like we did in pregnancy. We don't want to be like this. And coming back, hands on the ground, opening your chest, pushing your belly towards your thighs. And release. So this is our Vajrasana Series. Now we're going to do Ashtangadanda. We've done it in the Women's Health class. So Ashtangadanda is like a preparation for Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation, and it's just a little closer to the earth. It's a little bit more grounding, and women postnatally often need grounding. So we've done it already, so you already know it, so you can do it with me. So we're going to inhale, raising our arms up. Exhale, bend forward into child's pose. Inhale into cat. Exhale, cat. Tuck your toes under. Inhale into plank position. Holding your breath. Exhale, knees, chest and chin or forehead. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Tucking your toes under. Inhale, cat. Exhale, Sarangasan. We'll do it again. So inhale, cat. Exhale, Exhale, cat. Inhale, plank. Holding your breath. Exhaling, Ashtanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Downward Dog. Inhale, cat. Exhale, Sarangasan. One more time we'll do it. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cat. Inhale, plank. Holding. Exhale, Ashtanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Downward Dog. Inhale, cat. Exhale, Sarangasan. And slowly coming up to sitting position. Now for a woman who has gone through a cesarean, she can practice this very slowly, just taking care for things like the Cobra position that she doesn't do the full one, so she can have her elbows bent a little. And for plank position, if it's uncomfortable, if she feels that she's shaking, then keeping the knees on the ground. And actually that goes for any woman as well. If she doesn't feel comfortable or if it feels a little bit too strong, she should take those variations. Or if it doesn't feel right for her at all, of course she can always avoid it. It's really important that she listens to her body. Otherwise the practices should be suitable. Now we'll take a quick Shavasana. So laying down on your back. Your legs are apart, your palms facing upwards, closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in and out, and again in and out. Just allowing your body to relax. Relax your face, all the muscles of your face, your eyes, nose, mouth, and jaw. Relax your forehead, the crown of your head, the back of your head, your neck, your chest, your shoulders, upper back, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Relaxing your belly, your whole belly. Relax the middle of your back, your lower back, your whole back. Relax your pelvis, your bottom, your thighs, knees, calf muscles, shins, ankles, and feet. Feel your whole body relax, and giving thanks to all that your body has done in growing a child, birthing a child, and raising your child. Feel that with every breath you take, your body relaxes a little bit more. Now slowly preparing to release Shavasana, wriggle your fingers and toes, stretch your arms up, stretch your toes down, stretch and relax. Okay, Now we're going to move into Parthamukthasan, the gas release pose. So having our knees bent, wrapping our arms around. If it's comfortable, you can hold your elbows. If not, holding your wrists or your knees. And breathing normally. We'll keep our head on the ground for now because the position is strong enough. Trying to relax your body in this pose. Nice normal breaths. And releasing. Bring your feet down. And we'll keep our knees bent because we're going to do Ardha Chakrasan. So bring your arms over your head, holding your elbows or your wrists. You can keep your feet apart for now. And we exhale and inhaling, lifting. And exhale down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. This time we're going to hold it. So inhaling, lifting, and holding the position, breathing normally. You may have to contract your bottom a little bit here to maintain the position. Press down also with your feet. Don't hold your breath. If you feel that you're starting to drop, then release the position. Otherwise you can stay here. Now inhale and exhaling. Bottom down and bring your arms back. Okay, we're going to now do Ekapada Hastasana. Ekapada Uttanpadasana. So this is the one leg raised pose. We'll start with the simplified version to begin with that we did in pregnancy. So keeping our leg bent, we exhale and inhaling up. Okay. Again, exhale down, inhaling up. And if it's comfortable, she can have her other leg down too. Okay, you can do a few of these movements with the breath, so go at your own pace. If she needs more support, she can have her hands underneath her bottom. Can make it a little bit easier. Okay, now we're going to hold it. So breathing normally, pressing the belly down towards the ground. So your lower back is pressed against the ground. And releasing, inhale and exhale down. Okay, we'll do it on the other side. So exhale, inhaling, lifting, exhale down. Remember the option of the knee bent? You can do that option. Or you can even do this option here, where you have your knee bent, then you extend. So any of these options you can take. Go at your own pace. So this is going to be strengthening her core muscles. But it's not too strong, or it shouldn't be. If it is too strong, she needs to take a variation. So let's hold the position now. Breathing normally. Inhale and exhale, bring your foot down. Now we're going to do Dvipad Uttanpadasana, so that's two legs raised. Now, I would not recommend this for a woman who's had the cesarean yet, because it's still quite strong on the core, and remembering that she's had abdominal surgery. So she should continue just with the one leg raised position. So we're going to start with the easy version to begin with the knees bent, and then just lifting up the legs and And if she wants to do this with the cesarean, after having the cesarean, just like this is okay, but not extending. It's too strong in the core. So she can be like this, or do the one leg. So for a woman who has had a normal birth, she can extend her legs. And then again, bend her knees, bring her feet down. So starting a little easier version. So you can do this. And this time we're going to hold it. So breathing normally, pressing the lower back into the mat, keeping the legs straight, keeping the face relaxed as well. Okay, now slowly releasing, bending the knees, bringing your feet back down. Okay, now we're going to do cycling. So we're going to start just with one leg. So again, strengthening the core, but not starting too full on yet. Keeping it nice and gentle and remembering always to listen to the body. Nothing should be uncomfortable. There should never be any kind of pain. So we can use the breath here as we inhale, exhale, extend. We can go the other way. If she wants to go a little bit stronger, keeping the leg straight. And releasing. We'll do it on the other side. And the other way. Okay. All right. You can stay in that position. I'm just going to roll over to the side because the next practice that we're going to be doing is Viparit Kani. So Viparit Kani is the inverted pose, and we have to wait for at least 6 weeks before we do this. One reason is because she may still be bleeding, and that can last up to 6 weeks. And the second reason is it also takes efforts to get into the position. So what I'm going to do is actually show you how to come into it using the wall, because I think that's a really helpful way for women to get started, especially if they feel that they really don't have that core strength to come into it, because it's the getting into it that's hard. The maintaining is not so difficult. So Viparit Kani is a really nice position to start bringing more balance hormonally for her, and it also has a really soothing and calming effect on her mind. It encourages deep breathing as well. And Viparit Kani, the inverted pose, along with things like Sarangasan, the shoulder stand, can be helpful for prolapse of the uterus. In fact, we do also Mula Bandha in Viparit Kani and in Sarangasan, and we also do Ashwini Mudra, that contraction of the anus. So all these can be done in that inverted position, which can be really helpful for strengthening the pelvic floor. So yes, using the wall as a support is really helpful, and in fact, many times I ask people to use a wall if they don't have much core strength and their back is quite weak. Then it's a nice way to come into it and also to come out of it. So I'll show you this, and then you can either try with the wall or you can do the regular way. Now, for a woman who has had a cesarean, I would not recommend to do this yet. I would wait for a little bit longer. So though she's at 3 months, it's not recommended to do all those classic asanas until around 6 months. And Viparit Kani is one of those classic poses. And yes, it definitely does involve the core. And when she does start doing Viparikani, she should use the wall as a support to begin with. So I'll show you Viparikani, and then I will show you Sarangasan. So I'm going to show you all of them before I come down, so you can keep looking. Viparikani, the inverted pose, is where our back is at 45 degrees. So I'm going to show from this way, so it will look a little bit different. So Viparikani, 45 degrees. So we're going to feel more pressure onto our hands, our wrists, and our elbows. If we move into Sarangasan, the shoulder stand, then we're lifting our pelvis higher, and the pressure is going to move away from our hands, and it's going to move more to our neck and shoulders. And Ashwini Mudra is where we're going to be bending our knees and bringing our thighs towards us and contracting and expanding the anus. We do Ashwini Mudra in pregnancy in a sitting position, but here we're doing it in an inverted position because of the benefits for help with prolapse. So I'll show you now. So we want to bring our bottom close to the wall. So like we're doing Supta Uttanpadasana. And she can do this if she's had a cesarean. This is where she can stay. After that, putting our hands on the ground, bending our knees, and starting to get used to lifting. And she might just stay here. This is also fine. So just getting used to this position of lifting up the pelvis, okay? Because she might still be carrying a little bit of weight in that area. Okay, so again, we're going to lift. This time, I'm going to be supporting just my lower back and raising my legs. If I feel I need to, I can keep one foot on the ground or on the wall, and I can have my other leg up. So this is Viparikani. If I want to go to Sarangasan, shoulder stand, I have to bring my hands a little bit higher. This is my Sarangasan. And this is Ashwini Mudra. So my knees are bent. And I'm staying here. To release, my foot against the wall, my other foot against the wall, then slowly lowering my pelvis down and rolling to the side. Okay. So you've seen these different positions. Now, I would suggest that you have a look in the book and you read more about the benefits, more about the precautions, because they are very classic asanas. And there's a lot of benefits, but there's also things we need to take care of, like if she's got high blood pressure, if she's having neck pain, if she's having back pain, if she's got heart issues, all these things then we need to be avoiding. So now you can have practice. So practicing either Viparikani or Sarangasan or Ashwini Mudra. So with Ashwini Mudra, we've bent our knees and we brought our thighs towards our lower belly, and we're contracting and releasing the anus. Okay? So come into that position. You can use the wall if you want to. I'm not going to show it now because you've already seen it. So coming into that position, how long you hold that position will depend on your comfort. Okay? When she hasn't been practicing it for a while, it might just be 15-20 seconds. Over a period of time, she can start extending it to 1, 2, 3 minutes and more. But it's really important that the postnatal practice is really gentle and just slowly builds. We don't want to go straight into all our classic things and hold them for the regular length of time. Okay, so I think you should have finished your Viparikani or Sarangasan. And now we'll move to Matsuyasu, the fish pose. So we've got lots of options for Matsuyasu, fish pose. So we can stay with the legs in front and we can just have the elbows on the ground and tilt the head back. That's one option. Or she can cross her legs or bring her legs into Padmasana or a half Padmasana, half lotus, and then From supine position, dig the elbows into the mat and put your head back. Breathing normally. And releasing, bringing your head down, releasing your legs. So if she has her legs in a cross-legged position, it's just going to be having a stronger effect into the pelvis. So from here now we're going to do knee movement 2. So have your knees bent, arms over your head. Inhale and exhale, bring the knees to the side, turning your head to the opposite side, breathing normally. Now inhaling up, exhale other side, breathing normally. Inhaling up, and exhale and bring the arms down. So we're going to roll over. So we're going to move into the Cobra position. Now if she's had a cesarean, she can stay just with the Sphinx pose. Okay? If she hasn't had a cesarean, if she's had a normal birth, she can go for the regular Cobra position. So bring her forehead down, exhale and inhaling, slowly coming up. Breathing normally. So here she can bend her elbows if needed. The feet can be a little bit apart if needed, or if it's comfortable, the feet together. Looking forward, relaxing the shoulders. Now inhale and exhale, slowly coming down. Forehead down. Okay, turn on the mat. Bring your hands back down. Now we'll move into the half locust, Ardha Shavasana. So exhale, inhaling, lifting, one leg up. Breathing normally. Inhale, exhale down. Okay, now again, exhale, inhale, lifting. Breathing normally. Inhale and exhale down. Now we'll move into the full one. So we didn't do the full one before. If she's had a cesarean, better to stay with the half version. If she's had a natural birth, she can go for the full one. She doesn't have to lift her legs very high. It might be quite low. If she wants the support of the hands, she can place the hands under her body as well. So let's practice. So exhale, inhale and lifting. And breathing normally. Now inhale, exhale down. Okay, so from here, put the hands next to the chest and pressing up and your forehead down. Just relaxing the spine. If you prefer, you can have your knees apart. Resting the body. Now exhale and inhaling, slowly coming up. So now we're going to do Ardha Matsuyasu. So we did an easy version of Ardha Matsuyasu earlier, and that's the one that she can stay with. If she had a cesarean, she can do the simple version. Still, we're not doing the full version. So what we're doing in our sitting position, bending our left leg, wrapping our right leg around. And from here, she may encircle her knee and look over her shoulder with the hand on the ground, or if she wants to Just intensify it a little bit, bringing the arm over, and you can either hold your hand up or have the hand on the chest. Okay, and looking over your shoulder and breathing normally. So whatever option is feeling comfortable for her, keeping the spine upright, and you can close your eyes and just relax. Okay, now inhale, exhaling to the front, releasing your hands, straightening your right leg and your left leg, shaking your legs out. Now we'll bend our right leg, wrapping our left leg around, and from here you can wrap your arm around your knee and look over your shoulder, or you can bring your arm in front and hand on your chest or shoulder. Breathing normally. Just relaxing into the position. Now inhale and exhale, turning your head to the front, releasing your arms, extending your leg and your other leg, shaking out your legs. Okay, now we're going to come up to standing position. So from our standing position, we are going to just do a balancing pose. We'll do the one leg tree pose. The balancing positions are going to be really nice for strengthening her nervous system, for improving her focus and her concentration, and basically just making her feel calmer. So from the standing position, we're just going to put our foot either against our leg or against our thigh, whatever she feels comfortable, and if she hasn't done it in a while, she might want to use the wall as a support. Hands in Namaskar and raising the arms. Breathing normally. So making sure to try to lengthen the body, and here she can apply Mula Bandha as well. And slowly releasing. Bring the arms down and the foot down. Shaking it out. And on the other side, bending the leg, placing the foot on the thigh or the calf or the ankle, hands in Namaskar, and raising the arms. So again, she can apply Mula Bandha. If it's comfortable for her, it will help her to be more stable. Normal breathing. And releasing. On an exhale, and the legs down. So there's lots of different balancing positions that she can be doing now that she feels comfortable with, that are not going to be strenuous. So we're going to take Shavasana now. So laying on your back. If she's got some back pain, then Makarasan or Matsuyasu is a good option. So closing the eyes, taking a big deep breath in and out, and again in and out, and just allowing the body to relax. positivity, exhaling any stress, any tension, any negativity. Feel the whole body relax with each breath. Look at yourself with love and kindness. Your body has changed, and your body has worked hard growing and birthing a baby, and it's still working hard caring for your baby. Send love to your body and accept how you are in this moment. Your body is healing. Give yourself time for your body to heal, and give thanks to your body for all that it has done up until now. Your body is amazing. Your body is beautiful. Your body and mind is happy, healthy, and balanced. You feel calm, content, and peaceful. You love, respect, and honor your body. You feel complete. You feel balanced. Slowly moving your fingers and toes, stretching out your body, and slowly rolling onto your side, coming up to sitting position. So the next practice we're going to do is suitable for the woman who has had a regular birth. This is not recommended for the cesarean birth yet, and the practices we're going to do are Agni Doti, cleansing technique, and then Uddiyana Bandha, which is the abdominal lock. So we're going to do them from standing position. Now these can be really strong practices, so it's important that when she does it, she's doing it really gently. These positions can be done in sitting as well, but we're going to do them in standing because they're more effective. So basically what we're going to do with Agni Agni is known as the fire breath. It's a cleansing breath, or cleansing the breath with fire. So what we're going to be doing is inhaling. So you can just listen first before we take practice of it. We're going to inhale, and then we're going to exhale fully, exhaling out either through your nose or through your mouth. Traditionally it's through the nose, but a lot of people can't get all the air out, so they do it through the mouth. And after doing that, like this, you're going to bend your knees, put your hands on your legs, and put pressure onto your hands. So if I move my hands, my body would fall. I shouldn't be able to do this. Okay? If I can do this, I'm using my core to maintain the position. I want to be having my hands there so that my belly can relax, because what I'm going to be doing is moving my belly in and out. So it's coming in towards my spine and then coming out. So in, out, in, out. And we're doing all of this without breathing. So everything is on an exhale. We move the belly in and out. When we don't feel comfortable to do it anymore, or if we want to take a breath, then we relax our belly, and then we inhale slowly, and then exhale, relax. Okay? So this is the practice. Now, when we're doing the full one, it can be quite a strong practice. So because we're postnatal, we're just going to be doing it very gently. So not pulling all the way in, just a gentle pull in and releasing. Okay? Now there's lots of precautions for this as well. So That's the reason also why we don't do it for cesarean, because if you've had abdominal surgery, it's not recommended. So one has to wait for up to 6 months before doing this practice. Also, if there's high blood pressure, if there's heart disease, if there's hernia, we want to avoid doing these practices. So we do Agni-Sa because it improves the circulation to the abdominal area. So the lower abdomen, the upper abdomen, it's good for digestion. It's also good for weight loss. It's good for improving metabolism. So it's also good just to start activating those muscles a little bit more. So it's a nice practice to do postnatally as long as we're doing it gently. Okay. So when she first starts doing it, she might find that she's only going to be doing, say, 5 repetitions or maximum 10 repetitions. That's okay. Okay. She has to build up slowly. So let's have a go, anyone who's ready to be able to do it. So it's nice to take a couple of breaths in and out beforehand. So we'll do that. So here, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Full breath in, exhale out, through the nose or through the mouth. Straighten your arms and pull your belly in and out, in, out, in, out. When you need to take a breath, relax the belly, inhale, and you can stretch your arms up, and exhale, arms down. If you find you cough, you've done it for too long, okay? And it's important to build up, okay? Once we're used to it, we can practice 30, 40, 50 repetitions without needing to breathe. But when we've just had a baby, which is a massive thing, we should do it very slowly. Okay, let's do another round. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Full breath in, exhaling out, straightening your arms, and then, looking at your belly, you want to do the movement, okay, without breathing. Now I'm talking, so I'm breathing, but just for you to understand. So you're doing moving the belly in, out, and then relax your belly, inhale, and exhale. All right, we'll do one more round. So again, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in, out, full breath in, exhale completely. Inhale, exhale. Okay, so now we're going to do Uddiyana Bandha. Very similar. Same kind of position, but instead of doing the movement, we're going to be holding it. So Uddiyana Bandha, we exhale, we pull the belly in, and then we're pulling it upward. Now there might not be a lot of upward after having a baby. That's okay, but we want to be pulling it in. So whatever can come in, it's good, and we're just holding it. It might just be a couple of seconds to begin with, and then over a period of time, we can extend it to 10, 15, 30, 50, so on. Okay, so this is the practice of Uddiyana Bandha. I suggest you read both Agni-Sa and Uddiyana Bandha in your book, so you have a really good idea of the practices. So this is what we're doing. When we do this, we want to be looking down. We don't want to be having our head up like this. Okay, so looking at your belly, keeping your arms straight, and making sure that you're bending your knees like you're going to sit on a chair. We don't want to do this. Okay, so let's have a go. Remembering we're not doing this if she's had a cesarean until 6 months. Abdominal surgery. Alright, so take a breath in, out, in, out. Full breath in, exhale out, straightening the arms and holding the breath out. So you're pulling your belly in and upward if you can. Now relax your belly, inhale, raise your arms, and exhale, arms down. Okay, so let's practice it again. Now some people feel that they've exhaled out and they're starting to pull the belly in, but they feel like they're starting to breathe. So if you feel that, try to exhale more, and that will stop that air coming in. Okay, in, out, full breath in, exhale out, straightening your arms, looking at your belly, pull your belly in towards your spine, and a little upward if you can, and you're holding it, and when you need to release, you relax your belly, inhale up, and exhale down. Last round, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, full breath in, exhale out, and releasing, release your belly if you haven't already. Inhale up and exhale down. One other precaution that's important to be aware of is your bowels should be empty, your bladder should be empty. And you might have noticed that if you tried to do it and you felt it a little uncomfortable there. So taking a quick Shavasana. So I won't show you that for now, you can just come into that position of Shavasana. It is important after you've been doing Uddiyana Bandha or Agni Sa that you do have a quick Shavasana. So just to relax your belly, all the muscles of your abdomen, and if you want you can also very gently press and give massage to your belly. But note the position that I'm doing it in with my hands. Imagine I'm laying down. Okay, I'm not doing it this way. I am doing it this way, because this is the direction of the intestines. Okay. So now slowly roll over, come up to sitting position. So the next practice we're going to do is Bhastrika. Bhastrika is like fast breathing, bellows breath, you can call it in English. And Bhastrika, what we're doing with Bhastrika is it's a type of fast breathing, and then we finish by inhaling right and exhaling left. If we're doing like all the bandhas and stuff, we will be holding it as well. We don't need to get to that stage where we are postnatally. We're just going to do Bhastrika. So Bhastrika is a helpful practice for losing weight. It's also very helpful for increasing the lung capacity. It's also very, very energizing. So if she's feeling very lethargic, very tired, then a little bit of Bhastrika will just give her energy. So it's not something to do before you go to bed. If you do it before you go to bed, you're not going to sleep. And same actually with Agni Sa and Uddiyana Bandha. Those are really good to do in the morning. You know, when she wakes up in the morning, she does a little bit of some asana, a little bit of stretching, does her Agni Sa, Uddiyana Bandha. They don't take very long to do, but they will make her feel energetic. Okay, and that is something that she'll need in those first few months, because pretty much all new mothers don't sleep very much unless they have some kind of amazing baby that just sleeps a lot. There's not many of them around, because it's very natural for babies to be waking up pretty much all night, because, you know, they need the comfort, they need milk, whatever it may be. So she's generally going to be tired. So what we're doing in our fast breathing, we're going to be inhaling, exhaling, increasing in the speed. Then we're going to slow down a little bit, then inhale right and exhale left. So I'm going to use Pranava Mudra to do this, where I've bent my index and my middle fingers. Okay, so sitting upright. So again, this should be avoided for the cesarean, just because it can be a little bit strong on the belly until a bit later on. So for a woman who's had a cesarean, she can practice deep breathing or all these other kind of relaxing pranayams at this point. Okay, so closing your eyes. When we do this, we don't want to be raising our shoulders up and down. We want our shoulders to be relaxed. We want our face to be relaxed. No, none of this stuff. relaxed. So closing your eyes, deep breath in, out, 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 in, out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, right nostril. Exhale, left nostril. Normal breathing. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in, out, 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 in, out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale right, exhale left. Normal breathing. Last round. If you feel uncomfortable, if you feel lightheaded, take a breath in, hold it. Okay, and then the balance of the gases will normalize the oxygen and CO2. Okay, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in, out, 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 inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale right, exhale left. Normal breathing. Okay, so we've done a little bit of Bhastrika. Now we'll do a little bit of Kapabati. So Kapabati is a cleansing technique, though it's usually classified under pranayama as well because it's involving the breath. And what we're doing here, or it can be called frontal lobe cleansing, the frontal lobe of the brain. It's a very nice practice to calm the mind if there's a lot of things going on. It's also very good for cleansing the lungs. So, you know, if she's living in an area where there's a lot of pollution, if she's had a cough or a cold, then practicing of Kapabati will be very helpful. It's also used for increasing the metabolism, so it's used for weight loss and things as well. But especially for postnatal, it increases the energy, you know, and it gives that calmness and clarity, which is really lovely. So again, we avoid it for the cesarean, but for everybody else who feels comfortable, doesn't have any kind of heart issues, high blood pressure, any hernia, then they can be practicing. So I'll just show you very briefly what it is, but I'm sure you're all quite familiar with Kapabati. It's a very common practice. I would also recommend that you read about Bhastrika and Kapabati in your book. So here we're keeping our spine upright, our legs crossed, our hands on our knees. And what I'm doing is forceful exhalation and a passive inhalation. So you'll hear my exhalation, but you won't hear my inhalation. When we did Bhastrika, bellows breath, you could hear my inhalation and my exhalation because both of them were forceful. Forceful in and out. This time it's forceful out, and then it's naturally the air is coming in. So it's passive inhalation. So all you're going to hear is my exhalation. So what we're doing is we exhale, relax. And that's how I explain it to people, to put their hand on their belly, exhale so the air comes out, and then relax. When the belly relaxes, the air naturally gets pulled in. If we don't relax our belly, we run out of breath. Okay, so it becomes quite clear when you get the idea. So you can just see for a minute. So I'm exhaling out through my nose. When I exhale, my belly goes in, and then I relax, my belly comes out, and the air comes in. Okay, because if I'm doing it correctly, I should be able to continue it. I shouldn't be running out of breath. So while I'm doing that, everything should be relaxed. So because we've just started the practice of Kapabati again, we're going to start with 20 repetitions. How fast you do it will also depend on comfort. Generally, you're going to do it slower when you're newer to it. After a period of time, you can build up to the speed of, which is 120 repetitions in a minute. So 2 repetitions per second. Alright, so let's practice Kapabati. So closing your eyes, you can put your hand on your belly. You're just going to do 20 repetitions, okay, at your own pace. Okay? When you finish 20, breathe normally. And it might take a bit longer depending on the speed that you were doing it. So you take a couple of breaths here, and if it feels comfortable, we'll do one more round for today. And then you can increase it. So you can increase it up to 40, then 80, then 100, you know, like this. Okay, so one more round of 20. Normal breathing. Okay, so this is Kapabati. Now, all the types of pranayam, all those kind of relaxing pranayams, Brahmari she can do, Ujjayi is going to be nice, cooling breaths she can be doing, definitely all those. We're going to do Anulom Vilom or alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shuddhi, whatever you like to call it. Because after this we're going to do psychic Anulom Vilom or psychic Nadi Shuddhi. So sitting comfortably, you all know how to do alternate nostril breathing. I'm going to make the Pranava Mudra. We're going to be inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 8. If it's not comfortable for you to do that ratio, you can do 4:4. Okay, so bring the Pranava Mudra up to your face, closing your eyes. Okay, so here, inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And normal breathing. Okay, so we've done with the hands. Now we're going to do the psychic version, which is without hands. Now, some of you have probably done it before, others it will be new. And some of you will say, well, how can I do the breathing without my hands? I need to block my nostril. But actually, the more you do it, the more you start to notice that actually there is more air coming in one nostril and more coming out the other nostril. So it might not be completely, but you can do it without hands. And I like to teach this in postnatal because this is a good practice to do when she has no hands. So if her hands are busy holding baby, breastfeeding, whatever it is, she can do the psychic Anulom Vilom. Okay, so it's really nice practice. You can do it in walking as well. It does take a little bit of focus, but that's a nice thing, and it has a really calming effect. And of course, it has similar effects to the regular Anulom Vilom. Okay, so let's practice it. So I'm going to continue to tell you how to breathe. So continue that way, but just without your hands. All right, so keep both hands on your knees, closing your eyes. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And normal breathing. Okay, so that's our psychic version of alternate nostril breathing. Now we're going to practice Prana Invocation Mudra. And this is one of my favorites. This is something that we can also do in pregnancy. In fact, I think it's a really lovely practice to do prenatally, but I also think it's really nice to do postnatally. Pretty much I always think it's nice, but yeah, definitely for women going through these stages, it's really powerful because she is much more intuitive and she can feel her energy is much stronger. So basically what we're going to do beforehand, before I teach you, is bring your hands in front of each other and notice if you can feel anything between your hands. Okay, so you can try bringing your hands closer, bring them further away. So here we're just noticing if we can feel anything. And some of you may feel something and go, oh yeah, I'm used to this, I know this. And others will be like, what is she talking about? So this is where we're just noticing if we can feel the energy between our hands. And you might feel that you can extend it and you can compress it. And there might be a point where you don't really want to go any further either. You might be able to move it around with your hands. Okay, you might be able to see how far you can extend it. There might be a point where you can't feel anything, but when you bring your hands closer, you can start to feel that energy. So this just gives you an idea because after this, we're going to do this again, so you can notice the difference. So Prana Invocation Mudra is a practice to increase your prana and then direct it where you need it. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'll show you the practice and then we're going to do it. So here you put your hands in front of your lower abdomen. You're not putting your hands on your body, you're keeping your hands away and your fingertips are towards each other but not touching. Okay, so from here we're going to be inhaling, and as we inhale we're moving our hands up. So we're keeping our hands close to our body, we're inhaling all the way up to our throat, okay, however long that takes. From there we're going to stretch our arms out and we're not breathing here. Ooh, we're not breathing here. We bring our hands back to our throat and we exhale down. Okay, so the speed that you do it will depend on your comfort. If you breathe in really, really slowly, you're going to have to quickly exhale so you can inhale again. Okay, so you'll find the right speed that's comfortable for you. You shouldn't be straining in any way. So you're inhaling all the way to your throat, then you're stretching your arms out, holding your breath, and then exhaling down. So this is the practice of Prana Invocation Mudra. Now when we do this, we're going to do it for 7 rounds. After 7 rounds, we're going to concentrate the prana between our hands, like what I just showed you. And after that, we're going to place our hands where we need extra energy. So in pregnancy, we may put it on our belly. Postnatally, we may also need to put it on our belly. Okay, we might have to put it on our shoulder, on our lower back, maybe on our knee. Maybe emotional stuff is there. You know, maybe we need to put it on our heart space. Maybe we need to put it on our throat, Vishuddhi. So wherever you feel that you need that extra energy, the extra prana, you can put your hands. If you've got baby there, you might put one hand on baby. Okay, so it's up to you where you want to direct that energy. So this is Prana Invocation Mudra. What I like to do is do a little bit of meditation before moving into the mudra. It's always nice to do towards the end of a class. If she isn't doing like a whole class, then a few minutes of meditation or breathing before the practice is going to make it more powerful. There's of course a lot of additions to this practice. When we're used to doing it, we can use ujjayi as we breathe in and out. We could also have awareness of the chakras as we move up and down. So those things can be added later, but to start with, you just want to focus on that movement with the breath. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of meditation. So you can bring your legs into a cross-legged position, or you might want to bring your legs into Vajrasana, or you might want to sit in a chair or use the support of the wall. Okay, so like this. This can be nice for the postnatal woman because if she is having a little discomfort in her back, it's nice to have that support. So here you can just have your hands resting either on your knees or in a mudra of your choice and closing your eyes. Taking a deep breath in and out, and again in and out. Just allowing your body to relax. Notice how your body feels. Relax your face, your shoulders, your arms, chest, belly, back, pelvis, and legs. Scan your body, check how it's feeling. Notice any sensations you feel in your body. And then move to the next part. So focus on a sensation and then move to the next sensation. Even noticing the sensation of the air against your skin. Noticing the sounds around you. Noticing the sounds but not being affected in any way. Just observing as a witness to all the sounds around. Now focusing on one, then another, then another. And now focusing on a sound that is close to you, your breath. Notice your breath as it flows in and out. Follow your breath. Notice the breath as it goes in through your nostrils and down into your lungs. And follow the breath as you breathe out. Notice how your body moves gently with the breath. Any thoughts that come, let them come and let them go. Don't judge your thoughts. Don't try to control them. Just let them pass. And now we're going to bring our hands in front of our lower belly. So your fingertips are not touching, your hands not touching your body either, but just a little away from your body. And then we're slowly going to inhale. As you inhale, move your hands up to your throat. Then holding the breath as you look up, keeping your eyes closed, arms outstretched. Still holding, bring your hands back to your throat and exhale slowly. Now this is the first round. We'll do 6 more, so we've done a total of 7. Go at your own pace. So remember, you're inhaling up to your throat, holding the breath as you stretch your arms out, looking up. Still holding the breath as you bring your hands back to your throat and you exhale down. So 7 rounds in total. Whenever you complete those 7 rounds, you're going to concentrate the energy between your hands. And then after that, place your hands wherever you feel you need that extra prana. Whether it's your belly, your back, your heart, wherever you feel you need it. And just keep your eyes closed and focus on that area. And now we're going to finish with the final prayer. So you can swap your legs over if you need to. And bring your hands into the Mudra, or mudra of your choice. Dake smurta harsi bitim Ashesha janto swaste smrta mati mativa shubhandadasi daridra dukkha vaya harnikatvadanya savopaka karnaya Sadadra Chitta Savamangala Mangalye Shive Savata Sadike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Keeping your eyes closed, remembering the resolve, I honor, respect and love myself. I accept and cherish all that my body and mind has done for growing, birthing and raising my child. I feel balanced, content and happy. Bring your hands together, rubbing your palms, placing them over your eyes, and then gently opening your eyes, releasing your hands. We'll do Vajrasana, interlock your fingers, stretching up. Inhale, exhale to the side. Inhale up, exhale other side. Inhale and exhaling, bending forward. Breathing normally, Sarangasan Mudra, surrender pose. And here we're letting go to that inner guide, to Mother Nature, the higher consciousness, higher energies. Now inhaling, raising your arms up, stretching up and exhaling, arms down. Hari Om.